Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Guess what we have on today? You guessed it, it's not an AK. This unloaded firearm is my Colt Cobra 38 Special Plus P. It is a Colt New Cobra, made in 2017-ish, I think. And a lot of people are going to look at this and say something along the lines of, what the hell did you do to that thing? Well, I butchered it. I actually got this gun for free, basically. I had a raffle that I won at a banquet from a wall of guns, and the only thing that looked cool up there that wasn't ridiculous was this thing. And at the time, it had a spur hammer and a normal trigger guard. But since I got the gun for essentially $20 at a raffle, I thought to myself, well, I'm going to make a modern-day Fitzgerald special. And that's exactly what I did with this thing. So I cut the hammer spur off, smoothed this down a little bit so it wouldn't be so sharp. And I cut the trigger guard off and I smoothed these down a little bit so they wouldn't be so sharp. And now I have the greatest modern firearm of the 1920s. So why is this thing my winter carry gun? Why do I like it? Why do I like carrying this in the wintertime? Well, to be honest with you, there's a couple of reasons. The main one being I live in a really cold place. And when you have like a thick winter jacket on, sometimes drawing appendix or drawing a full-size gun 4 o'clock is kind of a headache and you don't do it very well. And it's something that you can practice, but the problem is I live in a place where it's consistently below zero. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't want to go practice in below zero. I don't feel like it. I've suffered a lot throughout my life. That's not something that I need to focus on suffering in. So, in the wintertime, I'll often carry this guy in a jacket pocket or in a 3 o'clock, outside the waistband holster that I can just, like, get my jacket out of the way and then get the gun and be ready to go. Usually carry a speed strip as backup. And, can just put a couple rounds in at a time, close it back up, pull the trigger, you're good to go. Some people say that you can't shoot these guns single action, and that takes away from some of their usability at distance. Well, I disagree. If you want to shoot it single action, you do something that's a little sketchy and kind of dangerous, but you can do it as long as you practice. So if I want to shoot this gun single action, I stage the trigger, wrap my thumb over the top of the hammer, and cock it back. And now I've got a crisp single action pull. So if I'm on target, I'm using a two-handed grip. I usually use my left hand to cock the hammer. So squeeze the trigger, cock the hammer, pull the trigger. Squeeze the trigger, cock the hammer, pull the trigger. Squeeze the trigger, cock the hammer, pull the trigger. You get the idea. Usually what I'm carrying in this guy is 158 grain Federal 38 Special Plus P semi-wad cutter hollow points. So it's kind of like a lead cast hollow point. Shoots fantastic out of this gun. Shooting this thing without gloves sucks. But what's neat about it is shooting it with gloves is great. And that brings me to my next point. Now, one of the things I really like about this stupid fucking thing, part of its design is, well, part of the way I butchered it is, you can actually shoot this with a big thick winter glove on. So if I carry this in a jacket pocket, for example, and some miscreant comes up on me and I've got my winter gloves on or whatever, stick my glove in my pocket, draw the gun. No more problem. So how's the accuracy on it? Well, it's a snub-nosed revolver. You never want to, put it out to distance of more than 5 yards. It's a self-defense gun. It's a get-off-me gun. That's a bunch of bullshit, dude. You can shoot this thing out to 25 yards easily. This particular Colt has a gold bead front sight, So, I mean, you can see this thing at night. You can see this thing during the day. All conditions, it's very, very visible. Especially, like, even if it's pitch black, if you've got a flashlight or something along those lines, very easy to pick up. Nothing special on the sights, just trench sights, but it's not hard to get those trench sights level with that gold bead and squeeze off a round. Capacity, yeah, 6 rounds, whatever. Sometimes it's enough. Now to talk about some things I really don't like about this gun at all. One, it feels like a cheap piece of shit, probably because it is. Anybody who knows anything about modern Colt revolvers, they suck. They suck really, really bad, especially the Cobra, King Cobra series. It's very clearly metal injection molded. There's a lot of fucking lines all over the place on this thing. It feels like a cheap piece of shit because it is. Good friend of mine and I always have a joke that Colt is not really a firearms company. It's a money marketing scheme disguised as a firearms company. I like Colt 1911s, but the modern Colt revolvers are horrible and I hate them. I hate this gun. I really do. I hate it. And that's part of the reason that I'm willing to do these things to it, is because it sucks. And this actually, in my opinion, makes this gun better. And because it's such a cheap piece of shit, it deserves to get treated like a cheap piece of shit. So me doing this is better for it. Another thing I really don't like is this right here. Okay? So for anybody who doesn't know what they're looking at, let's say that I load this gun with 6 rounds of my favorite ammunition, and I get done shooting somebody, bang, 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 or at a target, bang, 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 right? I go to unload the gun, I whack the ejector rod, and it sticks just like that. I want to say it was Nightwood Guns actually talked about this with his King Cobra, and essentially the problem that this firearm has is there's a little bit of knurling that goes on here with the ejector rod, and the hole that the ejector rod goes into is not really meant for that knurling. So as soon as I whack this ejector rod and it goes into place, now it doesn't want to go out. The way I believe Nightwood fixed it was by sandpapering this down. Shout out Nightwood Guns, fantastic channel, by the way. But that's dumb. I don't like that at all. More shit I don't like about it is the grips. These grips from Colt absolutely suck. One thing that they did with this modern Colt Cobra series is they made it so that the old grips that were on the legacy Colt Cobras, the ones that were actually half decent, don't fit this. For whatever reason, they decided, we're going to make it so that this new Colt D frame, as they call it, is different than the old Colt D frame. So all of the old service-style grips or cop-style grips aren't going to fit this gun, so you can't make it look cool. It's got to have this stupid bullshit on it. I like the texturing. I like the finger grooves. This backstrap sucks. This is awful. I actually sanded it down a little bit because it was very sharp, and upon recoil was the most uncomfortable thing I had ever felt in my entire life. If you are a classic revolver nerd, you will know that Tyler T grips are the shit. You can get them on eBay. They usually are a little grip adapter. And if you have, legacy Cobra grips, like service grips, you can put that grip adapter on there and it gives you the finger grooves, gives you a nice purchase, like everything's nice. You can't do that with this either because it's a different frame. The frame is different than the legacy guns. This thing is stupid. This is an abortion of a firearm. As previously stated, everything that I did to this made it better. That's how crappy this thing is. I'm never going to get a Colt sponsorship anyway, so I'm just going to say it like I feel. This thing's trash, and I'm going to treat it like garbage from now on. This is a throwaway pistol, if you will. That being said, it's a good throwaway. If you want a throwaway gun, like a piece of junk that you can not care about and butcher and throw, in your car as a oh, it might get stolen gun, and you find one of these for a deal, pick it up. That being said, they're charging too much for what this gun is. It's a metal injection molded 38 Special Plus P piece of crap that is not nearly as cool as an older Cobra would be. So, that being said, thanks for coming to the video. Thanks for listening to me yap about this particular winter firearm that I carry but don't necessarily enjoy. And stay warm out there, guys. See ya.